News 46 is brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 751-0349. News 46 is also brought to you by Integrity Home Health Care, caring for the Pahrump community for over 3 years. Call 775-751-5100 for your home health care needs. We are here to care for you. News is also brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community.
Tonight on News 46, a Nye County Sheriff's Sergeant begins drug rehab. Benefit for Brianna will be held in Beatty, and the first annual Spring Mountain Run is coming to town. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Monique Mitchell. Local coverage from Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, January 28th, 2014. I'm Monique Mitchell for News 46. Well, Nye County Sheriff's Office Sergeant Michael Horn is allegedly being treated in an outpatient drug rehabilitation facility. This follows Saturday's arrest after a sting operation at the sheriff's office uncovered what Nye County Sheriff Tony DeMeo says is evidence against the officer for possession and use of a controlled substance.
Sergeant Michael Horn recently married Jenny Marshall this past summer and is the Assistant Sheriff Rick Marshall's son-in-law. Horn was also charged with possession of a firearm by a prohibited person, coercion, burglary, unlawful use of a controlled substance, oppression under the color of office, petty larceny, possession of stolen property, as well as DUI. Prescription medications were located on his person, according to the sheriff, and inside his patrol vehicle. And Michael Horn reportedly tested positive for 3 different types of controlled substances in his system. According to the press release, Horn was brought to attention when he took medications of a deceased person from a deputy against policy, as well as insisted an elderly female turn over her medications to the officer after he responded to her home for a noise concern. Inside his patrol vehicle allegedly turned up several different types of Schedule II controlled substances, including liquid morphine and pain medications. A further search of the vehicle turned up a package under the spare tire in the trunk containing over 15 prescription bottles of pills, yet to be determined substance and ownership. Sergeant Michael Horn has been relieved of duty during this investigation and pending court case. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
Assistant Sheriff Rick Marshall has issued a press release regarding Nye County Sheriff Sergeant Michael Horn's arrest. It states, Christine being Rick Marshall's wife, and I would like to state that we offer our continued love and support to our daughter Jenny and her husband Michael during these difficult times. We hope and pray for Michael to receive the treatment he needs and for a full recovery. We were informed of this event after the investigation and arrest. Michael was treated no different than any other person. He will go through the criminal justice process and internal affairs process just like any other person. We wish to thank everyone for the overwhelming support we have received. Well, Road Shows Incorporated has been in town recently to seal the deal for June's bike run at Petrick Park.
Petrick Park is where we're going to be located, and also using the Bob Roode Community Center. And then we have sponsors that we've contracted with all over town. We've been thrilled with the sponsorship support we've gotten. And that's what we're here this week to meet with the township and to meet with our sponsor group.
What kind of things are we going to see there at Petrick Park? Booths and events, contests, things like that?
We're going to bring in and set up a concert stage. We'll have live bands, mostly Southern rock and roll. Yeah, we're going to have vendors. We're going to have stunt shows. We're going to have bike competitions. We'll run, midday Friday till about 9 o'clock Friday night, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. We're going to have guided tours, poker walks, poker runs, all kinds of activities. It's all free, and it's family entertainment.
And so the runs are going to actually be held too as well. Can people sign up now for those?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can sign up online through roadshows, reno.com. And they can also sign up through the township. And we have a point person, Miss Vicki Parker, is our point person here in town, and she's readily available to provide anybody information.
And then you can also get a booth?
Oh, absolutely. We already have businesses in town that have signed up for booth space for food and beverage and for selling their wares, which would be motorcycle-themed articles.
And are you guys all set right now on this whole entire event?
Oh, yes, ma'am. The first thing we're interested in is 320 rooms for 3 to 4 nights to fill them for our weekend. Everything's done, everything's laid out, schedules, everything you need to do, we've got it done, and we continue to work with the township on the finer points.
And so once again, the dates?
It's going to be June 20, 21, 22.
And for more information, they can go to your website, right?
That's right. They go to our website. And like I said, I think the most important thing is it's going to be free to the public, and it's family entertainment.
Well, Carson City is withdrawing its opposition to a lawsuit challenging Nevada's gay marriage ban. District Attorney Neil Rombardo cites last week's ruling by a federal appeals court that said it is unconstitutional to exclude jurors because of sexual orientation. Rombardo says the ruling in that case was a game changer and that Carson City's objections are no longer warranted. State Attorney General Catherine Corte-Masto is also considering whether to defend the state in the appeal before the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. Masto says the state's brief filed January 21st defending Nevada's constitutional prohibition against same-sex marriage is likely no longer tenable. Well, folks, keep it here because we're going to have more local news for you after these messages.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Albertsons. You're in for something fresh.
Welcome back to News 46. In today's JAMA report, we look into gastric bypass surgery and diabetes.
For many obese patients, one of the criteria for undergoing bariatric surgery is having a body mass index, or BMI, of 35 and above.
In the United States, patients get type 2 diabetes on average at a body mass index of 31.
Dr. Saeed Akramuddin from the University of Minnesota and co-authors randomized 120 patients with poorly controlled type 2 diabetes and who were moderately obese, with an average BMI of 34. All patients received lifestyle counseling, advice about weight loss, and cholesterol and blood pressure lowering medications. In addition, 60 patients were randomized to receive Roux-en-Y gastric bypass surgery. All patients were followed for 1 year.
The medical group lost between 7 and 8% of their total body weight, and the surgical group lost around 26 to 27% of their weight. This surgery needs to be used as a tool to help people get to goal.
The American Diabetes Association recommends the treatment goal for controlling type 2 diabetes is a hemoglobin A1C level of less than 7, systolic blood pressure less than 130, and LDL, or the bad cholesterol, less than 100.
19% of the patients in the medical group met goal. In the surgical group, it was 49% of those 60 patients that met goal.
Researchers say glycemic control was most pronounced in the surgical group. However, balancing the benefits and potential risks of surgery always needs to be addressed.
We've got a robust treatment, and I think that for the appropriate patient, we can really make a difference at 1 year in patients that otherwise could not reach goal.
Catherine Dolph, the JAMA Report.
Well, home prices are showing signs of topping out. The annual measure of home prices increased 13.7% in November, but that was only narrowly better than the rise posted in October. The housing recovery was one of the stronger aspects of the economy last year, boosting household wealth and home construction. But with mortgage rates climbing steadily since hitting record lows in May, it's clear the housing recovery is starting to lose some steam. While housing will make further contributions to the economy in 2014, the pace of price gains is likely to slow during the year. But housing experts say that more modest price increases are probably a good thing for the housing market. The rapid increases of last year is not sustainable. Well, 12-year-old Brianna Grundy is in the Children's Hospital in Los Angeles fighting for her life. Her family is in need of support. A fundraiser is scheduled soon in Beatty at the community center.
Young teen Brianna Grundy has been diagnosed with a rare incurable autoimmune disease called juvenile dermatomyositis. Brianna is on medications and in an inpatient rehabilitation facility in Los Angeles. According to her mother, Julie, this disease can be put into remission with proper medications and care. She will always have the disease inside her body and hopefully get the flare-ups down to a minimal level. The disease can cause rashes, swelling in skin and muscle tissue, as well as weakness. The disease can also cause problems with organ function. Brianna will no longer be able to go in the sun and will always have to wear sunscreen, but as a strong fighter and with the support of her family and friends and community, she will be able to live a happy life. She has been in and out of the hospital since November, but has now been transported to the Children's Hospital in Los Angeles because the condition got more severe. At the hospital, she goes to school and has a total of 3 hours of rehabilitation and occupational therapy and physical therapy per day. The disease attacks your muscles in your arms, neck, shoulder, hips, and thighs. According to her mother, Brianna went from a very active life playing volleyball, running, jumping, and dancing to not being able to lift her arms or legs, and eventually not being able to feed herself. She also couldn't brush her teeth, hair, or bathe herself. She is now making small improvements day to day, but has a very long road ahead of her until she's considered in remission. Her mother stays with Brianna in Los Angeles while her father travels to LA once a week from Beatty. To make donations and auction items to Brianna, you can call Marissa Bryan at 702-279-4292 or Kelly Lynn at 537-8859. There will be an auction on February 9th in Beatty at the Community Center from 4 to 7 p.m. called Benefit for Brianna. There will also be $8 pulled pork dinners available. 100% of the proceeds go to Brianna and her family. Once again, you can give them a call at 702-279-4292 or 537-8859 to donate to Brianna. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
Well, folks, keep it here because we're going to have more local news for you after these messages.